Welcome back to our international viewers wherever you are across the globe. Here are the scenes from Macau, where the field is being led by Franz Engstler, who currently lies 4th in the Yokohama Independence race and 5 points away from the runner-up Michel Nukia, who starts beside him. There's Alain Menu. He's out of action for the weekend. Unfortunately, his car wrecked the first corner of the weekend. Franz Engstler leads the field from Michel Nukia. Rob Huff is in 3rd. And Matt Neal for Huff. The first job is to get by the cars in front of him in one piece and just leave Ivan Muller to deal with whatever happens behind.
Well, the one big difference now between Race 2 and Race 1 is it's a standing start. And, you know, RML Chevrolet, they leave no stone unturned, and they do a lot of work on getting the cars off the blocks very quickly. I mean, he's got Tarquini behind him, who is very quick off the mark. And with such a long run down to Lisboa, you know, Tarquini could be right in the mix going into that first corner, but it means he could get a bit of a jump on Nukia. I mean, Engstler's got rear-wheel drive advantage, so, but, you know, Huffy could easily lead into that first corner.
He could also easily get boxed in. Engstler's rear-wheel drive car should start better than Nukia and Huff. 4th is Coronel in another BMW, and then Tarquini, who is the best front-wheel drive starter probably on the planet, judging by what we've seen in the last few years. He can get a front-wheel drive Seat off the line better than most BMW drivers can get their cars off the line. So Huff could end up bunched in a massive
Another really important thing not to forget. I mean, Menus and others have started in about that sort of 6th, 7th, 8th position in the past, got boxed in and been put in the wall through Mandarin or you know, or through turn 1. Any of them, and that's exactly where Muller is. Muller's in a real danger zone at the moment, so
I love Franz Engstler's team boss. He just has that calm smile, doesn't he? Even when things are getting frantic, he's really not a flapper.
Probably all the Warsteiner he's drunk before he's gone.
No, that's unfair. He doesn't drink it all.
He will if they get a 1-2 this week.
I tell you what, if Engstler wins this and they end up 1-2 in the championship, there'll be quite a few Liqui team Engstler drivers and engineers who will be feeling very sorry by the time they head to check-in. Got to go back across on the ferry as well to Hong Kong in the first place. That's the hardest bit, I think, probably. Nice choppy start and end to the hydrofoil ride. Not nice. So for Franz Engstler then, a chance to win the last race of the season. Darrell O'Young, the engine is started and the covers are ready to come off, the tank tape special.
Now the one disadvantage for O'Young now is they're leaving the tyre warmers on, which we can see, to keep the heat in the tyres, but he's going to go out there with stone cold brakes. So he's going to, you know, he's going to arrive at you know, 260 kilometers an hour, just under 160 mile an hour into Lisboa. It's a big ask on the brakes.
Yeah, but at least he'll be a little gap behind the field, so he'll be catching them, and he might have a bit of room for error. Darrell O'Young heads to the pit lane exit. Will he be the only one? It looks as though he might be the only one of the walking wounded who will start from the pit lane. So no Andre Cotto then, it would seem, in the final race of the season. Here we go, Franz Engstler in the white BMW on pole. The yellow Seat is Michel Nukia. Rob Huff lies 3rd with the Union flag on the roof. 4 lights and a huge cloud of smoke from the turbo of Michel Nukia. Away goes Tom Coronel. He's trying to come through on the inside. Great start from him, and he may lead this. And Huff, oh look, where's Muller? Muller has not made a very good start. Tarquini is behind Huff in 4th place, and Coronel has the lead. Engstler's on the inside, Huff's on the inside, and Muller's made it safely through, but Norbert Michaelis is trying to make a pass on him. It is still... Oh, and a massive save from Nukia, almost gets into Huff's nose, but somehow doesn't. Coronel's got the lead, and Huff is still in 3rd, and he's still got pressure from behind, and that's Mehdi Banani in 4th place. Great start from Banani to get in front of Engstler, who's down to 5th position. Coronel is away. Coronel might win a second race this year, his third in World Touring Cars. We've still got a long way to go. It's a 9-lapper at the moment. Huff's made no progress off the grid. He's following different cars, but he's still following cars. And Muller is in 6th position. It's advantage Muller at the moment. Huff has got to start passing these cars, and he's got to start with Michel Nukia, but he's got to get by safely. We can't afford a Tarquini moment where he ends up off the road, because there is no off the road here.
Yeah, one of the problems that Huffy's going to have now is the BMW is notoriously fast in a straight line.
He's up the inside of Nukia and he's through, and that was a really determined move from Huff, and he saw that there was half a gap. I'm not sure that Michel Nukia left half a gap, but Huff took it anyway.
He's not going down without a fight, is he?
Well, he can see Tom Coronel clearing off up the road, and he can't have that because he knows he doesn't have an overwhelming speed advantage. Coronel can't get too far away, or Huff might never end up winning, and no matter what else happens with Muller, Huff really needs to... Muller's got by Tarquini already. Muller's up to 6th, Tarquini's down to 7th. Don't think that was a too hard a pass either, because he's done it on the mountain circuit. Now Muller, though, has to try and get by Engsler, an independent who's in his own battle, and Benani, an independent who probably doesn't care an awful lot what happens. But Huff needs to try and catch Coronel, and Tom is gone.
Yeah, Coronel's set the fastest front 2 sectors. It'll be interesting to see where Huffy is in the third one, because now he's got clear air in front of him. But Muller's not hanging about behind him.
No, Muller's going by Engsler. Muller has picked up another place, and Engsler lets him go because it's all about the independence battle for Engsler. That was another easy pass for Muller.
Right, Huffy has to win this. There is no... Where is that just gone? Fastest Benani.
1.9. Benani's put in
a
fastest third sector, but quickest lap of the race for Tom Coronel, as you would expect from the leader at the end of lap 1. Huff was 1.9 behind, and Coronel on his own is going quicker than Huff in this queue of traffic, because Huff is towing along Nukia, and he is being slowed down by the effect of pulling the car behind. There's no such thing as a free dinner, and it's the same with aerodynamics. Engsler being passed by Mikulits. What's happening to Franz Engsler? He's gone backwards from pole. He's now down to 8th position. Tarquini's gone by him, and Muller in 5th place. It's all coming towards him.
Right, Huffy's got the hammer down now. He's half a second quicker than Coronel in that first sector. So, and it's sector 2 where Huffy's really strong, so it'll be interesting to see when we get a camera back on him whereabouts he is.
It's not enough. At the moment, it's not enough. Muller's making up too many places too quickly. Huff can only make up 1. Muller can still make up 3. Tarquini is close behind Muller, but he's not looking for a way by. As they sweep through Pariol and down towards Donna Maria, this is the view from Rob Huff. He is now right with race leader Tom Coronel. Coronel is no fool. He knows what the deal is. He knows he's not going to be champion. He knows Huff and Muller are battling for it. He's not going to roll over because he wants to win this race for the team. He wants to win this race for himself. But he's not going to put Rob Huff in the barriers if Huff comes with a sensible pass. So Rob Huff has got to be absolutely on the money from here down to Lisboa and make a clean pass as they get out of Mandarin on the run to Lisboa.
He does know the circuit well, though, Coronel. He's been here a lot of times, and he knows how to drive a very tight car around here. And that BM is very slippy in a straight line.
But he's now giving Huff the tow, and so it is advantage to Rob Huff. In the background, let's look. Nukia still 3rd, Benani still 4th, Muller in 5th. 5th is no good for Muller if Huff gets by Coronel. If Huff gets by Coronel, Muller will step it up a gear. At the moment, he may not need to pass Benani, and Coronel, as you said, the car is very quick in a straight line. He's staying away from Huff at the moment. They're coming down to Mandarin. Huff really needs to commit through here to be able to try and make a pass. He doesn't want to leave it too long. He's got a really good run on Coronel. Car squirming as he tries to cut back to the outside, and he's gone by him. Coronel's going to come back. No, he's not under braking. Now Muller makes the pass. pass behind to go by Banani, and if Muller comes through in 4th place, he is again in a championship winning position, and he's made the pass, and Koto is out, and he's blown up as well, so there's oil down somewhere. So Muller's up to 4th, championship is in his hands. Coronel and Huff have swapped positions. Rob has taken the lead. Coronel fought back, but Rob had the overlap, and boy, he had some speed, and somebody's had a big one. And the safety car will come out, and that's probably on Andre Koto's oil. And oh my goodness, again, unfortunately, real trouble for Gary Kwok, the Canadian, having no luck here at all in the Vika Sport BMW. And again, in the background there is Mandarin. Exactly, so massive shunt there, and that, I think, is the legacy of a tag with somebody coming out of Mandarin. Safety car will come out and pick them up, and that will close the gaps up. It'll be Huff, Coronel, Nukia, Muller.
Is Muller up to 4th now?
Yeah, he got by Benani. Yeah. In fact, Koto's, wow, long way round the track. So that was not Koto's oil that caused the accident for Gary Kwok. That was something else. And the Vika Sport team, I'm afraid, their car caught out in a separate incident entirely. But Andre Koto's car does look to have lost its lunch on the track somewhere. Well, let's have a look. There's Darrell O'Young. And well, that was very similar to a couple of the GT accidents we saw, but that was driver losing it mid-corner, I think.
Oh, and losing every wheel he got, I think.
Yeah, Gary Kwok's car heavily wrecked. Gets away from him, and then to add insult to injury, just as he almost might get it back, the left rear goes out onto all that grit and dirt, and that's it. End of. He is out of it. So I'll tell you what, driver's side, that was a big hard hit. Big old impact, I'm afraid, yes. Very hard, and right by a gap in the Armco as well. So we will wait to see, and hopefully see that he will be safely out of the car. I'm sure he might take a moment or two to recover from that. On board, this is the pass for 2nd place. Rob Huff going by Michel Nukia. Well, Nukia could have really contested that hard. Nukia on the racing line, maybe just a little wide. And you know what? Saw Huff coming, I think, and just ran as wide as he dared off. He was half a car's width away from the racing line on the outside. Nukia, I think he knew Huff was coming somewhere and just caught a glimpse of him and thought, all right, I'll let him go. Alamenu chatting with Ronnie Hartfeld, closest to us with the headset on. Ronnie, the head of engineering program at RML for this Chevrolet racing team. And Ivan Muller there, you can see, sitting out in clear air behind Michel Nukia. So they finish on equal points, but equal wins. Yep. But Muller has 2 more 2nd places than Huffy. Yep. So that's what it'll go down to. That would be really tough. Yeah. Well, we've not yet had a championship. Oh, yes, we have. We have. Andy Prio's first title, of course. Sorry, Andy. That was to wins, not seconds. That was tied on points in the European Touring Car Championship with Dirk Muller. And that went, yes, tied on points at the end of the season. And Andy had 5 wins that year. Well, you throwing all that? Look at them. Dirk's. Oh, the mechanics are going to love them. Yeah. Well, do you know what? They won't see the car for another 6 weeks. They'll have forgotten just what a mess it was by the time it gets back to Spain. Car's not on fire. Let's just empty these into it. Yeah, for a bit of fun. It's like kids playing in the mud, isn't it? Mind you, there's going to be an awful lot of mechanics with an awful lot of work to do. Some fairly sore heads. They're going to have to get a lot of it done before the banquet, I think. Probably not going to get. The mortality rate of cars around here has been pretty. There's a very happy fan club at the moment with 4 of 10 laps, which will now become 4 of 11 laps completed, or on lap 4 of 11. Ivan Muller is in a championship winning position, but will he now try and pass Nukia for 3rd? And if he does, will it be clean, or will... See, now, he did have Gabriele Tarquini behind him. Not too much to worry about there. Old friends, old rivals, but probably not too much of a worry. he doesn't anymore. He has Mehdi Banani behind him in the BMW there. Now Banani has passed Tarquini to get up to 5th position. Banani might well fancy his chances of getting up behind Tom Coronel and maybe onto the podium.
Maybe.
He's got a quick car, Banani. He's been really quick since they rolled that car out of the box here. Very disappointed in race 1 as we see Huff's pass again. Look, he was going so much quicker than Coronel there. He almost ran into the back of him. I just slightly wonder, actually, did Coronel come out of Mandarin and just breathe the throttle a little to give Rob the run?
No. I think he lifted. I mean, he dived to the inside to cover. But Huffy was just carrying so much more speed.
Yeah. There's his sister Fran and the rest of the friends and family and fan club. Yep. Tense times, and you saw Justine as well. She's got the red shades on today, so nobody can see whether she's laughing or crying. Very tense time at the moment. Rob Huff has done what he can do, and Ivan Muller has done what he needs to do. Still sweeping up, so safety car remains out for another lap.
Yeah, I thought the safety car might actually make it into the top 10 in the first race with the amount of laps it did.
No, we got too many green flag laps, unfortunately. Or fortunately.
Heading the field, yeah.
Yes. Well, he was on the timing screen lap 1. They haven't given him timing screen position on lap 2. Not sure this camera is set quite the way it was intended to be. It's a view of Tom Coronel, and it's not one necessary.
I think they set it when they were in Holland.
It is a widescreen view of Tom. They might have set it when at 3 a.m. crawling back from a bar. Before we go to the hotel, let's just put the camera, the onboard back in. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Well, there's Andre Coto, like Alain Menu. Wretched end to a really tough year last year.
He's had a rotter of a weekend, hasn't he?
He's had a tough weekend, almost as bad as Alain's, and you know, involved in an incident together in qualifying. They both crashed at the same corner in race 1, and now neither of them are going to complete race 2 either. So race distance out to 11. We're working lap 5. Rob Huff up and down the gearbox, and Peter Huff up and down the emotions.
Now, I reckon Muller will have a go at Nokia.
I'm sure he will, but I guarantee Banani will have a go at Muller. Banani is the cannon rolling around on the deck that might help Huff. Banani's got such a quick car.
They're not going to leave the car there, surely.
I hope not. Well, on the other side, no, I think the rescue car is about to tow, isn't he? On the other side, it's not somewhere where you would normally expect to be trying to make a pass. Nor is that. So, if he was to stay there for the rest of the race, you wouldn't normally be trying to overtake somebody.
Cameraman's lost his focus on the race, I think.
No, I don't think he has. That's Thomas. His focus is always in the right direction. But the RML boys in the background were enjoying the view anyway. It's not somewhere we'd normally expect to pass, so you know, if you left it there for the rest of the race, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Yeah. But yeah, better to move it. After all, we have gone through quite a few cars already. We've only got 18 left. Not all of them are 100% healthy.
We've lost about 10, haven't we, since FP1 and
since about quarter past. Yeah, it's been a fairly street race rate of attrition. In fact, more of a street race rate of attrition than I can remember. I think we've damaged more cars or written off or counted out more cars than I think at any stage. I'm just going to tow them all the way to the pits. This could go on for the rest of the day.
No, you can't do that.
Well, I tell you why he can't do that. Because the clutch is going to go, isn't it? Look how slowly he's coming up this hill.
As you said, it is quite a steep
except the leaders are coming round behind him, so he doesn't want to be towing round the hairpin as the field arrives up behind him. That's why he's been asked to slow down. That's a good bit of coordination. Yeah, but they can't
go down the inside of him into the hairpin.
They're going to have to. Safety car's going to lead them through. They're going to have to, otherwise they're all just going to sit there and boil.
He's pulling the front end off it now. Oh my goodness.
Well, having said that they can't go down the inside, the safety car did, however nobody else followed. They're going to take him off here. Yes, hopefully Andre Koto knows where he's being led.
No, Koto's in the car. I think there's a marshal in the,
maybe so.
in the race car.
Maybe so. Well, again, there's a lot of bodies there. Are we going to go green this time round? We could, couldn't we? We could. This is a race weekend that's almost not got started so many times. Doesn't really seem to be wanting to show many signs of breaking into life, does it? But let's see, there's Pauline Svart, Tom's girlfriend. She arrived on Friday.
Well, the lights aren't out, so that means they're going to do another lap.
Going to have to. Although he was sort of out of position with the rest of the field. No, you see, it's
he
not
was
quite
in the
there.
car. Yeah, he was in the car. Throwing him back in it.
Either that, he was in the safety car and has just gone back to attach the steering wheel and things. Well, they're not going to leave it there. That's not much of a safety gap, is it? Not much of an escape road. It's full of metal. So lap 6 of 11 then. We should get the green next time round. Carlos Sainz is there. Does that mean Junior is in the Formula 3 field?
Probably, yeah.
I didn't think he was. I didn't spot his name. There's Trevor Carlin. Now, I do believe that Carlos Sainz Jr. will be racing. Is he going to be racing in British F3 for Carlin next year? Did I read that, or have I just made that up? I wouldn't be at all surprised, having come in as runner-up in the 2-litre Formula Renault Euro Cup this year. Carlos Sainz Jr., his next step would be a move up to something like Formula 3, and British F3 with Carlin would be a really good place to learn. Felipe Nasser, the reigning British champion, has shown his pace, second on the grid and second in the qualifying race for the Macau Grand Prix, which is run for Formula 3 cars. Every chance of trying to win it later on this afternoon. Might be quite a lot later on this afternoon. Sundays tend to run quite long here. Due to get underway at 3:30 local time, which allows a 3-hour gap after the start of Touring Car Race 2. Might not be enough. There's the big dangly straps craning Koto's wreckage away.
So how many cranes do they have around the circuit? Do you know?
I don't know. Got to be 8 or 10, haven't they?
Maybe the ones they're just building high-rise flats with all the time, they just redirect them and turn them around and stick them over a piece of
back them up and park them somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well, this time the lights will go off on the safety car, I'm pretty convinced. Andre Koto's car is out of the way. Clean-up operations are completed. So we will have, this will be the end of lap 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to go. 5 laps in which either Ivan Muller will stay in 4th place and win the title, or something else could happen. I'm not going to say what every driver has said about Macau, because we all understand that. Rob Huff has done what he needed to do, done all that he could, got in the lead and try and make himself win this race. Now it's down to other circumstances and other people.
I think Rob's done more than anyone expected him to do this weekend. You know, no one ever in the history has won 2 races here on the bounce in touring cars. So
this is the first time, as we said, that we haven't had the top 8 reverse from race 1 to make the race 2 top 8. So it's the first time it's really been possible to win both. But you're right, I mean, there's been so many dramas that there's never looked like having a 2-time winner. Safety car is coming in and has already left Rob Huff at a rate of knots as he slows the field through the Melco hairpin and starts to build up pace. Now then, what is going on in various drivers' minds? Huff is to stay away from Coronel. Coronel might still be looking to try and win this race. Nukia in 3rd. Well, he could have a go at Coronel. Muller in 4th could definitely be having a go at Nukia. Don't know what Justine will be thinking there, Ivan Muller's girlfriend. Don't do anything rash. And Mehdi Benani in 5th place. Let's see how he closes up onto the tail of the number 1 Chevrolet, because the Moroccan driver could really go for a win here. There was Andre Koto walking back in through the garage. His weekend is over. We have 18 cars going as we get the green flag, led by Rob Huff. He pulls away quickly from Coronel and look behind for Muller. Muller's having a look at Nukia, and behind him Benani was not quick enough to pick up the gas, and he's being dropped by Muller. He's got Tarquini behind him. Muller's going to have a look at Nukia. Fourth is enough, but third would be better. It's better to win attacking and going forward. Now Benani had a really good run here at the first start. Can he get a good run on Muller into the braking area? He has a big moment there. Matt jumps beside me as I start shouting, but he had a big twitch, and that allows Tarquini to get a run on Benani, but Muller's not got a move on Nukia. Has he got one on Coronel that would move Nukia out and Coronel out and Muller up to second? He doesn't. Huff leads them. They are all safely through the big braking area at Lisboa, and it is still advantage Yvan Muller.
Yeah, you worry for Muller with Benani behind him. You know, with someone with the experience.
Oh dear, oh dear. I think that is De Souza's Lachetti. So that will bring the cranes into operation.
Now, can they do it in time so we don't have to have another safety car?
Well, again, he's betwixt and between. He's halfway between Lisboa and San Francisco, and there are cranes at both corners. Oh! To call that over-ambitious would be to underplay the over-ambition of it all. He was diving down the inside of the BMW of Car Lock Mack, and unfortunately that didn't play well for either of them. Well, the yellow flags are out in Sector 2, and Miroslav Bartos, our race director, will desperately try not to throw the safety car boards again, as we watch Yvan Muller once more in that number 1 Chevrolet, harassing the yellow Seat of Michel Nukia. He'd love to be the champion and be on the overall podium, or on the race podium as well as the overall podium. He just seems to be doing enough to stay away from Michel Nukia. I beg your pardon, from Mehdi Benani in the BMW. There's Benani, and the gap's not close enough to be a threat to Muller. Look, Muller can go wherever he likes on the road and put the pressure on Nukia in front of him.
Yeah, well, I was just wanting to say earlier, if someone, a driver with the experience of Montero, can, you know, have a drama under braking into Lisboa, anybody can. And so with Benani behind Muller, it is a dangerous situation. You know, Muller wants clear air so he can sort of get a bit of breathing space. So, and if he can get past Nukia, he can do that.
Well, on board with Muller there, you saw how close he was to Michel Nukia. There they are in the background. The yellow car is Nukia. He's going to stick on the racing line and try and trust that he'll get through here safely. Benani under pressure from Tarquini behind for 5th position. And Tarquini doesn't go through on the inside there. That would be like the inside at Island Bend, which is not a move you want to make at Alton Park unless you're feeling very confident indeed. But Benani is really under pressure, and this relieves pressure on Muller. It's almost as if Tarquini is helping him along as well. Tarquini having a real go at Benani, and that frees Muller up in 4th place. There's no threat to Yvan Muller at the moment unless something happens and he tangles with Michel Nukia.
Well, Nukia is not going to want to give that 3rd place up. He's got a podium in the last race of the season. Is he, would that be his
not his first outright podium, but he hasn't had too many this season. But you're right, he won't want to give the place away. But again, when Huff came knocking and stuck his nose in, Nukia didn't shut the door and put him in the barriers, because he knows, like everybody else knows, the 2 blue cars are battling for the championship.
Oh yeah, but I think Huff, he caught him, might have been caught him where he just never thought it was going to happen, caught him by surprise.
I agree. I think possibly Huffy may have decided beforehand he's going to have a lunge at one particular corner, and yeah, maybe Nukia saw him coming. Maybe Huff just saw that Nukia drifted offline in the previous corner and was not likely to be within shouting distance of the wall on the inside. So we ride on board with Yvan. He's putting all sorts of pressure on the Danish driver. And don't forget, Nukia's got his own battle as well. He's 2nd in the independence category now. He wants to be the championship runner-up rather than 3rd place man. Franz Engster's dropped a long way back. He's in 8th there in the queue in front of the yellow car with the black stripes of Thiago Montero. He's trying to push him through and get him to hurry up a bit. Darrell Young's up to 13th behind Christian Poulsen. Tell you what, just as well Poulsen's won it already, because he's having a really rotten time here. again. Here comes Muller. Huff leads, he's pulling away from Coronel. Muller will be champion if nothing changes. He's having another look at Nukia, and he wasn't close enough there, but the writing is on the wall. He is going to try and pass Nukia at every corner now. Well, Matt Neal, if you're Michel Nukia, you know the champion will be champion if he stays behind you. What do? Do you allow him to go? Maybe you don't know what the situation is. Maybe if he comes calling, you do let him go. Here comes Muller. This is where we find out if Nukia's going to let him go or not. Yeah, he's going. Muller got a good toe down the straight. Well, Nukia was the joint fastest car of all in the speed traps with Alemenu, and he could not hold Muller back. So that is Muller up to third. Muller is already champion in fourth. This underlines it. Huff can do no more. Muller might yet finish in second place, but whatever else, unless Muller fails to finish now or has a dramatic problem as he did 3 years ago, 2007, 4 years ago, then he will be champion. Anything can happen, Martin. Anything can happen. This is lap 9 of 11 at Macau. Looking back from Ivan Muller, you've got to say that he's driven with confidence and fairly relaxed attitude this weekend, as has Rob Huff on board here. This is the pass on Mehdi Benani from Gabriele Tarquini, going by the Moroccan driver for 5th position. And you get alongside. They've got some good camera shots in there, haven't they? Yeah, they have indeed. That was a good pass. That's the first time Giancarlo has seen that as well. And that was through Mandarin. So that was flat out at 145 plus, wheel to wheel. At the moment, Team Huff knows it is all over. Ivan Muller in 3rd place will be champion. Ivan Muller in 4th would be champion. He needed something else to happen. And Mikulits has now got by Benani as well. So Mikulits, Benani is now down to 7th, and Mikulits is up to 6th, Tarquini to 5th, Muller to 3rd, Nukia in 4th. Well, Huff has done everything he can. He is unfortunately, it would seem, going to end up the bridesmaid again here in one more lap. Yeah, he's got a nice bit of air between himself and Coronel now, but Muller's he can afford just to sit there. He's not under threat from behind. You know, he's got a comfortable points finish on the podium. You know, Huffy's banging the laps in. You know, he's keeping his head down. Well, if you got extra points for being further ahead, it might be helping, but at the moment it isn't. And as you say, Muller has no real pressure from behind. He got by Michel Nukia, and the Dane can't get back to him despite having a toe on the previous lap. Nukia's yellow car is no closer. Tarquini won't be a threat either. And behind them, Mikulits, Benani, Engsler, Montero, Villa. They're all in their own battle, and just thought for a moment there Michel Nukia was in trouble, but he gets through without any dramas. It's been a pair of races that have been really badly interrupted by safety cars. Despite the fact the safety car is supposed to bunch the field up, it hasn't done much to increase the racing and overtaking. Through the mountain section here, Michel Nukia looks to be closing in a little on Ivan Muller, so it may not yet be over. But Muller's got to make sure that Nukia's not close enough in the quick bit. You talked about this in race 1 when Muller was behind Huff and really could have done with getting in front of him. On this twisty section, he gave himself a bit of breathing room, didn't rub it right against the wall, didn't take the paint off the mirrors, allowed Huff to get away half a second, 2/3 of a second, but then on the 2 or so miles of flat out running, drafted back up behind him. Maybe he's doing the same here, just taking it easy, allowing Nukia to close up where the Dane can't get by, and then pulling away maybe where the Dane could get by. But also you do lose a little bit of downforce if you're up close. I mean, they don't get a lot of downforce on these cars, but they do get some, and it does make a hell of a difference. If you're running nose to tail, one is the vision and, you know,
all the other things that go along with it. But you lose a little bit of grip. It's just a little bit harder on the tyres. You don't want that. You just want to be able to give the engine some clean air, give the tyres, a nice easy time. Huff's just banging in the fastest laps of the race. He's trying to make a bit of a point now.
Well, Huff is running away with it. Coronel in second. Muller's not getting close to, but he doesn't need to. Nukia might lose fourth to Tarquini. The way Gabrielli's made passes in the last couple of laps, that's almost guaranteed. And I don't think Tarquini, even with the championship at stake, could pass Muller in the final lap. They're on the last lap of the race. They're on the last lap of the weekend. They're on the last lap of the championship. Huff is going to become the first double World Touring Car winner around the streets of Macau, but it won't be enough. We ride with Gabriele Tarquini. Here comes the pass on Nukia. He's going to sit there and dare Nukia to be later on the brakes. He's got the overlap. He's through. Tarquini is up to fourth. Muller surely is safe, because even if Tarquini got alongside, I don't think Nukia could get by as well. Rob Huff leads by 4.7 seconds from Tom Coronel. Ivan Muller is 8 seconds behind the leader and does not care. He's in third place. That's 2 places higher up than he needed to be. That's 1 place more than he needed to win the championship. Replay here of Tarquini's pass on Nukia. Nukia gets on the brakes. Tarquini gets on the brakes, Matt, what? The blink of an eye later, just enough to still make the corner, but to squeeze through.
Well, I think Nukia sent him an invite then. Whether it's the same team or whatever, he doesn't want to get involved with Gabrielli, but he left the door wide open for him.
Plus, Nukia still wins the independence battle.
Yeah.
So, it's all about what you're racing for. Huff racing for, well, the championship that is not, it seems, going to come to him this year either. But he is definitely a potential champion. Of that, there's been no question for the last 2 or 3 years, and he's come so tantalizingly close this time. It's just going to be a shy handful of points. Huff is going to stream across the line to win this at a canter. He's giving the Chevrolet a real workout.
Whatever, we obviously, the outcome is pretty inevitable now, but Huffy can leave Macau this year with his head held high for what he's done this weekend, but what he's done all season as well. He's got an incredible teammate with Ivan to line up against, and Alain. So, top job.
Rob Huff wins race 24 of the World Touring Car Championship, but Ivan Muller is the champion. Third is enough. He wins in Macau the second time in a row. He is the world champion for Chevrolet. It is his third FIA World Touring Car Championship title. He ties Andy Priaulx as the most successful champion in the business. And for Peter Huff and his son Rob, they will have to wait another year at least. Huffy came so close here, but disaster with Tarquini in China means that it doesn't go to him. Michelle, it wasn't Michelle, I thought it was Michelle Seaman, the PR girl from Chevrolet, but you saw Ivan's engineer there, Chris Cronin, getting the big hugs. Congratulations to him and to Ivan. In the middle of the season, perhaps it was in the end events in Porto that just got under Ivan's skin and ignited the fire that he needed to win this title, because from Porto on he went on a trophy hunting spree, and Justine can now breathe again. Now it is tears, but it is tears of joy as Ivan wins the World Touring Car Championship for the third time. Well, if Ivan stays, and is definitely going to be racing in the DTM next year, Ivan has the chance to win a fourth World Touring Car Championship, because it seems unlikely that anybody is going to be that much better than Chevrolet next year. And for Rob Huff and his friends and family, all his fans, it is 3 points, the difference between him and Ivan Muller.